Hey guys, what's up? Master Phoenix here, bringing you guys both a discussion slash review and a deck profile for Gouki's. My pure Gouki build that I made a little over a month ago. I just realized the audio got cut off. I don't normally watch my videos to make sure that they're, working and functioning properly because I don't believe in watching my own content. I just feel it's kind of, uh, not self-absorbed, but I just feel it's kind of like, kind of like pompous. Generally I have a good pal of mine who will alert me if something's wrong with my videos, and, shout out to him for that, so thank you. But, I, ever since the release in Code of the Duelist, I couldn't help but love Gouki's. And there's a little bit of backstory to that. So, I started playing back in Magic Ruler, Spell Ruler, whatever you want to call it. And I was collecting stuff as a kid. I still have my Rocket Warrior 10 from, what was it, 2005 or whatever. And I got Gaia Dragon the Fierce Knight from from a pack, because back then it was Rocket Warrior in 5 packs, all from basically the anime days. Um, and I've been playing for a long time, okay? And I've been collecting cards and I've been invested in playing the game for a long time. But I never really found a deck that clicked with me until I think it was 2012, 2013, 14. It was in the era of XD, so we're talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal era. And of course, I've watched every episode of every Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, both dubbed and subbed to date. Dubbed because I like the voice actors, and dubbed more than subbed, and subbed because I generally tend to listen to sub first and then go back and watch it in dub. Because I've seen the name translations from stuff like Judai to Jaden and stuff like that. But anyway, that's besides the point. I remember I was watching the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal anime. Not the best one at all, but it wasn't the worst anime. And it got to the Barian Invasion arc, and there's this one specific duelist that I found kind of interesting, not only as a character, but just overall. His name was Alito. And he used an archetype called Battling Boxers. I loved it. I didn't care what its effects were. I didn't care if I was playing nothing but commons. I loved it. I think some of the reasons I loved that was I've had 3 to 5 years of training in, I forget the name of the school because I haven't attended in a long time, but it was some self-defense karate school. And I attended for a long time. It was practically it was practically my secondary house. I'd go there every day after school for a daycare. I'd go there every day in the summer for, again, daycare. And there was always, it was fun. It really was. There's just so much stuff there. There was there was dodgeball, but that got changed because, lawsuits. But, if you guys ever wonder why you don't get to play dodgeball anymore, you know why. So, poor kids in the 20th century will never get to really learn and experience what dodgeball is, especially in gym class. Oh my god, that was fun. But anyway, moving on. I've currently mastered 3 martial arts, just, Krav Maga, Jiu-Jitsu, and then of course Taekwondo, which is the way of the hand and the foot. I always excelled at fists, not fists, I always excelled at punches more so than kicks, to the point where it was noticeable. There was this one exercise where you'd run all the way down to, you'd start off halfway across the hall and run all the way down to the other end of the hall and run, jump, and, kick the bag. I actually got my black belt when I was just a year into it because I was that dedicated, and everybody else is always playing the PS2 back in the back and eating those what was it, those barbecue Lay's potato chips. But me, I was always like, hey, can we like train a little bit more? And he's like, why? Because if you guys don't know, I actually have autism. I I I have autism and Hirschsprung's disease. You guys can look them up, but I got picked on a lot for that because I was an oddity. But uh, you know, it really was one of the first few times I felt kind of at home. Um, I felt safe there, and I know this is kind of like over exaggerating, but to me it really isn't because it's like I found a secondary family of people who cared about me because there's really that connection between I guess if I had to compare it to something, it's kind of like brothers in arms and the Marines or whatever. It's kind of like that because it's like there's this code there, like you never betray a comrade, and you're you're more likely to lose your belt than ditch a comrade, you know, uh, and that's kind of how it is. I cannot tell you the amount of exercises I intentionally failed, just making sure that my buddy Chad would always be catching up to me. Um, and I know you guys don't really care about this. That was actually where I ended up meeting my first love, who turned out to be not the best match. Yeah, that can only itself. But anyway, enough about me. I know you guys don't care about me. But moving on to the actual Gouki deck. I'm so sorry, guys. I really am sorry. I know I just keep on rambling on about my life. I don't know. It's like whenever I get in front of a camera, it's just kind of weird. You know, it's kind of like I can't help but kind of tell my story a little bit. And I feel you guys deserve to know about me, considering you liked me enough to sub to me and watch my videos. So I figured, uh, you kind of deserve to at least know a little bit about me, you know. So there's that. Um, anyway, moving on. That's why I loved battling boxers. Especially since they specialize in punches more so than kicks. I could not help but instantly fall in love with them. As soon as Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy came out, I bought as many packs as I could. Keep in mind, we're talking blister pack days. We're talking $4.99, $3.99, $4.99 packs from my locals, and I was just going there and oh my! I opened so many packs, and I don't think I've ever been so happy opening up a common card in my life. I would see it, and I didn't care if I got a rare in that pack. I could have all commons. I would actually have preferred, and I know it sounds retarded, I would have actually preferred to get another common Battling Boxer monster than I would have a Ghost Rare Tachyon, number 108 Tachyon, or whatever it's called, Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Because I loved them that much. It reminded me of those good old days. And I bring him back and I'd be like, oh, sir, look what I got. And I showed him my deck, and he was like, wow, that's really cool. Where'd you get it? And I'm like, well, it's from this game I like. And it's like, look, pal, I really, really, really care about you, okay? And I'm interested. I really am, but I'm busy doing paperwork right now. Can you please go back to playing in the with the rest of the kids? And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, no problem. Uh, it just great memories, great people. And of course, I was playing that forever. I was playing that in Dueling Network. I was playing it on Dueling Book. Um, I was playing that forever. I really was. I was even playing that on Wysia Pro, Dev Pro, stuff like that. Um, and I loved playing it. I really did. But then it just kind of fell off the map. You know, it didn't get any support. it didn't go anywhere. It didn't have much viability anywhere. So I just kind of felt frozen in place, you know? Like, like a part of me I just started missing. And then a few years went by. Of course, there's the start of Arc 5 in 2015. It ended in 2016, 2017. Yu-Gi-Oh! Link Reigns came out, and I didn't really like. I kept watching, I kept playing, but I just, in the back of my head, I was like, man, I just wish Battle Boxers would get support again. And then I remember I was watching one episode. I'm sorry, guys, I don't remember which one. And there's this guy, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Link Reigns, and I saw him using Gouki cards, and I'm like, okay, Gouki, fine, let's see what this can do. And I saw the design of some of the cards, and I'm like, wait, is that... And then I started reading the card effects, and I'm like, so they specialize by battle. They look like they're, they look like they're meant to fight. They look like they're based around battle phase, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And I literally, I'll never forget, I literally jumped out my chair. I just gave out the biggest fanboy cry of just overwhelming joy I possibly could have. Like, take the most embarrassing, oh yeah, you could ever imagine, and apply that to a teenager, a 16-year-old. Oh my god. Like, it was so childish, I actually felt like a kid again. And everybody's like, yo, you alright? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm cool, sorry. And, I was just so happy. That lit up my day. Code of the Duelist came out. I bought more blister packs. No, I'm sorry, not blister packs. I bought more booster packs. Of course, I still can't afford a booster box. I am currently off season on my job. It's kind of like it depends on the time, you know. I do a lot of work during the weekends, and I do tons and tons and tons of work during the summer, whenever we're off. But yeah, there's that. I don't really work that often during the school year, so there's that. Um, I just, to me, Goki's, it was like my second coming of my favorite deck, so I couldn't help but be overwhelmed with the joy of it. And I thought, this is amazing. And of course, they had Scorpio, they had Suprex, I'm sorry. They had Twist Cobra, and that was it. They had 3 monsters and like what? Great Ogre? I'm like, uh, oh, okay. But I loved him so much I made a deck out of him anyway. Oh, and they did have Gouki rematch. And then Circuit Break came out, and I'm like, okay, I know Borlo Dragon, I know, what was it, like Altergeist and like Rockets or whatever, which I love both those two. I actually have decks of those two. I have Altergeist there, Rockets there. I actually saved it to the very bottom, my Bantam Boxers as as like Yuma's worst nightmare or something, or whatever it was, but maybe a deck profile on that from for sometime special. But I just wanted to kind of go over the support, and I'm sorry for the long video. So first off, you'll see that some of the cards are missing. First off, what I took out and what I'd add in. I took out 3 copies of my Drawn Lockbird because honestly I don't like it that much. I don't really get that much use out of its effect, and honestly I'm thinking about cutting Ghost Ogre as well, but I don't know, we'll see. I just kinda wanted to review the support again on camera, especially with my audio, in case you guys cared about that. We have Gouki Hugbear. He's a warrior, he's a level 6 warrior, or Earth Attribute warrior type monster with 2400 attack and 0 defense points, which is pretty standard for a Gouki monster. If this card's special summoned by the effect of a Gouki in its name card, or normal summoned, which is very, very, very important, because that's 2 different ways you can get it out, and honestly, that's the only 2 ways you're going to be getting it out. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes half its original attack until the end of this turn. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Gouki and send a card from your deck to your hand, except Gouki Hugbear. You can only use each effect of Gouki Hugbear once per turn. This card's awesome. I'm playing it as a guaranteed 3 of. In case you guys don't know, basically the way you get this out is you basically will just go summon Suprex, and with its effect you get out Hugbear. If you really wanted to, I guess you could still get out with Scorpio, but I think I think there's better ways to go about that combo. You know, I think not necessarily Scorpio's thrown to the side, but Hugbear is just, in my opinion, better. He's got more attack, ever so slightly more attack, but more attack. In my opinion, he has a better effect. Point is, I love this guy. I really do. I think he's a great addition to the deck, and I cannot wait for him to come to the TCG. Moving on, we have Gouki Octostretch, which is a level 1 Earth Attribute Warrior type monster with 0 attack and 0 defense points. Looking at it, I do like that it fits the theme how all Gouki monsters are based off an actual real life animal, with Scorpio for a scorpion, Suprex for a wrestler. I don't really know that one. You got Twist Cobra for the snakes. You got Headbat for, I don't know, Hugbear for a bear, of course, and this is, of course, for an octopus. During damage calculation, if an opponent's monster attacks, you can discard this card, and any battle damage you take from that battle is halved. When your opponent activates a card or effect that would inflict damage to you, including during the damage step, as a quick effect, you can discard this card, and any damage you take from that effect is also halved. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can have 1 Gouki and send a card from your deck to your hand. Except this card, you can only use this effect of Gouki Octostretch once per turn. So it's basically the Gouki hand trap of the deck. Is it good? I like it. I like that it's got a specific, I like that it's a archetype specific hand trap instead of just a generic hand trap. So for that, I feel it deserves to at least be attempted to be played. So I'll run 3 of it for now. No promises on how well it will do. But, I mean, I have nothing at all against trying out cards, especially for Gouki cards. So, there's that. And I'll bring an updated deck profile later on. Guys, don't you worry, I got you. And I took out my 3 Warrior Returning Alive, that way I could fit this in. And that would be my 40 card deck. I do want to quickly go over the rest of the cards, but now since I've gone over that, I can get out this and this, since, of course, I showed the 2 cards I'd replace, the 2 playsets of cards I'd replace for it. And honestly, Warrior Returning Alive was because we had a lack of support at the time, and it was like another Gouki rematch to get back my Suprex. But anyway, moving on to 2 of the Link monsters. There's this Gouki the Great Ogre that came out in Code of the Duelist. Then there was Gouki Thunder Ogre, which came out in Circuit Break, which is another part of the support. And then Gouki Destroy Ogre is still in the OCG, but it's coming out, I think, fairly soon in the TCG. Now we have 2 more new Link monsters. Gouki the Master Ogre is the older one. It's a Earth attribute warrior, Link 4 warrior type monster, Link monster, that requires you to have 2 or more Gouki in its name monsters, with a total of 4 overall. Not really tributes, but materials, Link materials. Once per turn as a quick effect, you can return any number of your Gouki in its name monsters this card points to the hand, and then target that many face-up cards your opponent controls. They have their effects negated until the end of this turn. So already this is basically a mass effect veiler, which is amazing. His arrows are actually pretty nice. It's basically an enhanced decode talker. I like to look at it as a Gouki, specific Link, decode talker, as Link monster, basically. That's how I like to look at it. And 2800 body is pretty good, especially since decodes Link 3 and he gets up to 33. But for this effect, it's way better, in my opinion. This card can also attack all your opponent's monsters once each. So that's amazing. If your opponent controls a face-up monster, this card can only target their monster with the highest attack for attacks, either if tied. So I don't know I don't know what really to say about this card, because to me there's nothing bad about it. I was originally running Proxy, Decode, and Borload. I'm thinking about taking these out for now. That way I can add in the triple Gouki the Master Ogre. Because, wow, man. That's basically a better Borload Dragon, which I know is kind of saying a lot, but for real, I love it. And moving on to the newer Link launcher, which, if this card is as good or as even remotely like what I read it was, because this is mostly a blind reaction, but I'm subscribed and have notifications on for MCole40 and people like that. They're really amazing people. I highly suggest you check them out. I saw him upload a video about Gouki getting a Link 2 monster. I didn't check out the video, but I saw the title, and I'm like, if this is true, I'm going AWOL. Because Gouki's their best first turn play is going into Mrs. Radiant, 1900 beat stick. But we'll now have a replacement for Mrs. Radiant, which is Gouki Jet Ogre. Okay, let's see. This card is a... I'm sorry, This card is a warrior type, Earth attribute warrior type monster, Link monster, that requires 2 Gouki instant monsters to Link summon. Okay. Once per turn, you can target 1 Gouki instant card you control. Destroy it. And if you do, change all monsters on the field to attack position. Okay. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can make all Gouki instant monsters you currently control gain 500 attack points until the end of this turn. You can only use this effective Gouki Jet Ogre once per turn. Popping your own cards, I know sounds kind of bad, but for the fact that they get graveyard effects, it's really, really, really good. And it gives an attack bonus, which is basically like, what is it, Headbat? Or maybe like a mini Twist Cobra. Point is, it's really good. I really like it. So that's going to replace the Mrs. Radiance. And now, literally, we have a pure Gouki extra deck, which is, it's awesome. You guys have no idea how excited I am to finally being able to make this video. So, with that being said, that covers all the monsters, both the regular monsters and the Link monsters. Moving on to the spell cards. For First off, let's start off with Gouki Face Turn. Okay. So, it's a spell card. Alright. You can target one Gouki card, its name card you control, and one Gouki and its name monster in your graveyard. Destroy that card on the field, and if you do special summon that other monster from your graveyard, you can only activate one Gouki Face Turn per turn. This seems like a pretty good card to me. You get to have the effect search out another card. Mainly, you're going to be searching out Gouki Rematch. And you can special summon another Gouki from grave, which would trigger Hugbear, or really just anything. But normally, you're going to be going for Hugbear. I like it. I feel it's a good card. What would I take out for it? Probably the Quakings. I don't feel that they're really needed in this particular deck. And honestly, Storming's better anyway, but I love him. I love this card. So definitely a 3 of to me. I actually have not looked or heard of the spells whatsoever, so this will be a completely blind reaction. I'm sorry. Moving on, we have Gouki Poison Mist. Okay, it's kind of rare, especially on a site like this, that you see a foiling pattern or like a decent rarity type of coding like this. So I don't know. Gouki Poison Mist spell card. If you control a Gouki insane monster, inflict 700 points of damage to your opponent. Also, set spells and trap cards your opponent currently controls cannot be activated this turn. So it's 700 points of burn, so it's basically a archetype specific Ukazi, or however you pronounce it. And it's what's that other card that you can't activate set cards? I'm sorry, I'm stupid, but this card's amazing. What will I take out for it? Probably the Bottomless, the Warning, and I guess, I like Dark Hole because it triggers effects. Sure, we'll take out Dark Hole. That way we can add in 3 copies of Gouki Poison Mist. Moving on to the next one. We have Gouki Serpent Splash. Okay, that's an interesting name. And it looks like a spell. Guys and girls. I know nobody cares for artwork. If it was possible to cry over a piece of paper, I would. You have, not really Goukis, but you have we'll just say it's a Gouki monster right there. And do you know who that guy is? You know who that guy is? That guy. Right there. Is none other. If you'll load in. Load in, please. Battling Boxer Glassjaw. As you can see, he's all green. He's got the, like, tell me it's not the same guy. I know it seems like I'm overreacting, but this is a huge deal to me. This is like my 2 favorite archetypes coming together on a single card. Okay. I'm sorry. That is my present from Konami from that's wow. That's awesome. Wow. You see people building like binders full of larvae moths for Yu-Gi-Oh! No, and I know there are other people who keep binders of other cards. This would be that card that I have binders and binders full of. This is awesome. It's a quick play spell card, okay? Target one Gouki and its name link monster you can control, whose current attack is higher than its original attack. Not too hard. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between its original attack and its current attack. You cannot conduct your battle phase to turn to activate this card. You can only activate one Gouki Serpent Splash per turn. I was expecting it to be like a battle spell. Nonetheless, it's good. Is it the best card out of all the OCG support we've gotten? Admittedly, no. It's not. But it's good to me, and the artwork is phenomenal. I don't think I've ever been so happy seeing a card artwork. I believe this is the part where most Yu-Gi tubers would say they get a boner from looking at a card, because this would be that card for me. But wow, that's awesome. I don't have space for it yet because I'm kind of strict on keeping it straight at 40. But trust me, I will find a way to get this in, and I will make an updated deck profile. Moving on, we have Gouki Dark Mask, which is an equipped spell card. Equipped only to a Gouki and its name monster. Okay? Also, the artwork looks pretty cool. It reminds me of, like, superhero masks, like, masked heroes, and I love heroes, love Detective Comics, stuff like that, Batman, all that good jazz. The first time the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle, or card effect each turn, is not destroyed. Awesome. If the equipped monster activates its effect, inflicts 500 points of damage to the opponent, you can use this effective Gouki Dark Mask up to twice per turn, and you cannot link summon. You're not being able to link summon is a decently heavy cost. Decently heavy. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty heavy. That's a pretty heavy side effect. I'm not gonna lie. But you can deal up to 1k per turn, and it doesn't die. That's awesome. Again, I don't have much room, but I will guarantee I'll find a way to work it in. And finally, we have Gouki Deathmatch, which is a field spell card. Alright, there is not that many field spell cards in the game. So just knowing that they're making a field spell for a card like Gouki. I'm sorry, for an archetype like Gouki that I love so much. When my poor old Battling Boxer never got one, that's amazing. And it still keeps it the old Battling Boxer theme because it's like a ring or a cage match. When this card's activated, place 3 counters on it. If your Gouki and its name monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, which it probably will, remove 1 counter from this card. At the end of the battle phase, if this last counter is removed from this card by its own effect, you can special summon as many Gouki and its name monsters as possible with different names from your hand and or deck, and then place 3 counters on this card. I wish I had room for 3 terraforming. Anyway, guys, this is going to be the new deck profile. Honestly, I don't care if this is trash tier or garbage or what. I don't care if I go 0-8 billion with this. I love this deck. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been your host, Kramus Phoenix, signing out. Sorry for a long video. See you guys next time. Have a good one.